to trace their every move. The thieves think they've got away with it, but we've got them under surveillance. To some people, the car is just a lump of metal and some nuts and bolts, a means to get around. But others form a bond with their four-wheeled friends, like Tom James from Wiltshire.
It's quite a large vehicle. Some people might say it's quite imposing. To me, it's my car. I've spent a lot of time working on it, improving it, adding my own little touches to it. My missus would be upset if I said this, but it's almost part of the family to me. So when I first purchased the car, I just had the basic factory-fitted security. I was at a Land Rover show a few years ago, and I saw the Skytag team up there. They had an offer on for their tracker.
We have trackers on all sorts of vehicles. Classic cars, heritage vehicles, vehicles that they love, have meaning to them. Our trackers are a very small box, small black box, size of a cigarette packet, that buries away inside the vehicle. We sell them as a self-fit item because everyone puts them somewhere different. And that's the key to having a tracker, is it not being found.
I decided to fit the tracker. It just seemed like a good sort of backup insurance plan.
Land Rovers are a fairly attractive vehicle to steal. They're our single largest market at the moment, primarily because they are easy to steal. They've got older locks, older steering locks, but also they are a very large Meccano kit that unbolts and comes into pieces. It's easy money for the thieves from the point of view of steal a vehicle, take it apart, sell the bits, that's it.
Tom was about to find out just how easy his car was to steal.
I'd been down to Bath for a self-defence lesson. I'd been attending for a couple of years.
While he was learning how to look after himself, the love of his life was defenceless. An opportunity one thief didn't miss.
I'd stayed behind sort of 5 or 10 minutes or so to talk to the instructor. Pretty much everybody else had gone, so I was pretty much on my own. I looked up and down the road and had a sort of a moment of confusion where I thought, did I park the car there? My car is definitely not parked on this roadside. I immediately phoned the police and reported it as stolen. The procedure for Skytag is to get a crime number from the police. So once I'd achieved that, I then dialed the Skytag number.
We had the call from our client to say that his Land Rover Defender had been stolen. He'd come out of the gym and it wasn't where he'd left it. We could see the vehicle was moving, so we turned it on, transmitting every 15 seconds, disappearing away from Bath up towards the motorway. So we contacted Avon and Somerset Force Control, and they have a login and password to our system, so they were able to log in and see the vehicle live on the screen.
I was a little bit shocked, I think, that it had been stolen. I never expected that to happen.
We were obviously in contact with Tom and keeping him up to date of what was happening. We were able to obviously to tell him that the police were following his vehicle. The vehicle turned onto the motorway heading towards the toll booths on the Severn Bridge.
So as soon as he told me that he'd found it and that he could see it, I was instantly relieved. There was not really much that I could do. So once Skytag had got hold of the vehicle and the police were following it, I was essentially sort of taken out of the equation.
We sat watching the vehicle moving across the screen with the police, and I thought, all right, it's going to go into Wales.
2 or 3 minutes later, he called me back to tell me that the police had got a team of cars in and around the sort of area of my vehicle, and their plan was to try and box it in on the M4 bridge. A short while later on, sort of 10, 20 seconds, I thought, actually, do you know what? That's possibly not the best idea. It's quite a powerful vehicle. Potentially, the thief could just push his way out of it, put the police car into the hard shoulder and drive off. Their next idea was to close the M4 toll bridge. This would then create sort of a build-up of traffic, a backlog of traffic, and essentially stop the pursuit due to sort of volume of traffic.
So they radioed ahead and they closed down the toll booths. Just briefly, just enough time to put some traffic there so that the vehicle had to stop. At which point the police surrounded the vehicle.
The driver realised he needed to escape, essentially, and tried to make his way down the M4 on foot. At this point, a police dog had been set onto him, and he got brought to ground. I was quite impressed overall with the efficiency and the smoothness of the operation. I realised after the event that without the tracker, my car would have been gone. It would have been stripped for parts and sold. Essentially, the tracker was invaluable in returning my property to me. Without it, I'd never have seen it again.